The race should begin now. Both runners.
There's one.
Okay, we have a slight issue with syncage, but we will be able to pause Nytheris' stream for a brief period of time in order to syncopate the 2 times. You know, it's only about 25 seconds. It's still good. It's still good. Come on, Purple. You can do this. Come on, everyone. Let's give Purple some emotional, moral support. And we are off. Only 30 seconds in the difference. We should be able to pause Nytheris' timer for about 30 seconds in order to sync up the times. A brief point. I'll just do a quick check on the load times of these 2 runners, just so we'll have a general idea of the discrepancy. We're looking at 28 seconds of load times for Purple, and 1 minute and 9 seconds for Nytheris.
So if they're the same time on screen, that means Nytheris is probably a tiny bit ahead, without loads.
Due to our use of IGT, Nytheris getting a 1:13 color caper, wholly respectable for a tournament run, and deciding briefly to go inside, but then deciding no, it's time to go to deliver Lisa's science project.
It's tricky when you're starting a race. You forget where you're going. Everything's exciting. I do it all the time.
Purple here with a 1:14, I think that was. So relatively close. And I'm now being informed that we will not be able to have runner interviews after this race due to the differences in time and the slight delay in the starting of this race. We are stopping Nytheris' timer in order to syncopate the two timers, just so that's a little bit more interesting. So that we're not looking at a very clear difference.
There we go.
Okay, both of them picking up. The coins exactly equal on coins, and Purple ahead by 1 coin. This is... Oh dear, we seem
That's
to
huge.
have a slight difference in the runs here.
King of the world.
So for level 1, you're probably going to see them both doing the same things. There's not a lot of variation in the route for this first level.
However, a lot of variation in how well you can do it. It's a deceptively difficult level to do quickly. The cars don't accelerate as quickly as they do for the rest of the game. So losing speed is a lot more costly than it is in other levels, such as, say, level 5 when we have the Longhorn or Car Build for Vapo, which are significantly faster accelerators. Both of them starting off Petty Theft Homer in almost perfect synchronicity, albeit Nytheris' timer appears to be slightly behind Purple, so she is a little bit ahead of where Purple is. By only about 2 seconds, though. Now to talk to Barney. Oh dear, and we have a boss! This is truly...
Wow.
Let's just say unoptimal for now. There are many stronger words I could use, but I can feel the pain. And we'll definitely need to be getting the neighbor's garden now. It's very uncommon for anyone to get it during Bone Storm, and I don't think Nytheris does get it during Bone Storm. But you will absolutely need coins now, because Alice will require 150 coins for the start of the next mission. And just so you all know, Nytheris does have a busted emote, if you would like to spam it in chat right now. Opting for different parks next to the Duff Truck, Nytheris with a much more optimal park, which allows for an easier escape and much more momentum carried through. They'll now be trying to get the first freebie of the game. I'll leave it to Mango to explain what the hell a freebie actually is.
So there's all these wasp cameras flying around. You're supposed to get out, jump up, kick them, do a somersault, whatever you like. But if you're lucky, you can hit one with your car. They're not totally consistent. Some of them are better than others. But yeah, line them up right. You might get a freebie with your car. All the 25 coins straight to you. Don't have to run around collecting them. There is a slight quirk in how the game keeps track of the wasp cameras flying around, which we'll get to later. But it means you've got to count how many wasps you've got. There's more to it than just drive into them hard.
To give a brief explanation, however, a very strange landing push for both runners, and to briefly... Purple getting hugely unlucky. Lenny launched across the map.
I don't know if I feel more sorry for Purple or Lenny.
Let's do this thing.
Let's be honest, as long as pudding isn't in his eyes, Lenny's going to be okay. Alice getting pretty decent RNG, picking up a minivan relatively well. We'll see how the car RNG gods will favor Purple, giving him a pickup truck, which is the faster of the two traffic vehicles, however, not quite as tough. So we're going to see a slight difference in how quickly they can destroy Smithers, which is, of course, the strat that separates the goods, the greats, and the vapos. More pain for Lenny, yes indeed. Nytheris will only just get the strat. We'll need to get a good hit on Smithers now. It will be very inefficient. It will be a very inefficient strat, but it's one that works.
That was great. Against all odds.
It was indeed.
And Purple's got the strat quite comfortably. This is
much more
used to seeing.
And to briefly bring us back to the freebies, Nytheris did get the freebie, and also parked a certain distance away from Flanders after Petit Tunnel, which caused the car not to despawn, whereas Purple both didn't get the freebie and also parked too close and did take a small time penalty as a result. Now moving on to Blind Big Brother, Homer with the fear of sexy girls on the internet watching him sleep, because that's definitely the way that works.
Keeps me up at night. Purple was nearly falling off. I was scared for my life there.
I dare say you're putting too much stake into this game.
I mean, what have I got to live for if not Purple playing the Simpsons hit and run?
Perhaps Nytheris playing the Simpsons hit and run as she goes for a very, very nice Scorpion strat.
So we're on to the second unskippable cutscene of the run. There are 3 we can't skip. There are 3 we can skip.
Purple not going for Scorpion strat though. I believe we have had some progress in the attempt to skip this cutscene. However, the best we've gotten is crashing the game. So the community's doing great. Thank you for asking. Purple tabbing out for a moment, I think. Getting the windows there.
Probably going and filing his taxes in the background. Use the time when you've got it. So there's really not much in this. Not yet. Nytheris is ahead, but...
Might I just say, Mango, you are so sexy when you're paranoid. It just had to be said, I'm sorry.
I get that a lot as well.
What don't you get, Mango?
The respect of my peers. On that note, hopefully this is going to be quite a boring mission for both runners. If all goes well, they're going to follow the black van. It's not going to crash into anything. You're going to pick up all the coins on your way. If it's exciting, that probably means the black van has crashed into something. Oh, like Purple's getting here.
We will.
That is very bad luck.
Nytheris getting the second freebie, so she will not be getting a freebie, in theory at least, on the jump in Stonecutter's Tunnel. She'll have to get out of the car and get those wasps manually, which does cause a small chance of getting a fail. Now, a brief explanation of something called rubber banding in this game. This game tries to make it very difficult for you to fail these follow missions, because the way this mission works is you have to say, and Purple getting the freebie, stay a certain distance away from this van. But if you go too far, the van to kind of like throw you a bone to say, don't worry, you can catch up, will slow down. The problem for us as speedrunners is that we want to get that van to its destination as quickly as possible, because that is what our mission ending is reliant upon. So you will see them try to stay very close to the van, and now you'll see Nytheris get out of the car and perhaps risking a fail and opting to go for absolutely no coins after getting busted as well, not going for any coins in power plants, so will be slightly risky on the coin map very early on, but there are plenty of places where she can make up the coin. Now, when you get out of the car, there's a much more technical explanation, but the game just can't map out where you are, so it has no idea how to handle the distance and then create an appropriate rubber band to do that. So, to rectify this, the van just goes at its maximum speed, which is very good for us, but does make it slightly risky, as I said. You saw Nytheris run to the point where the mission would just end safely to avoid the fail.
You're going to see a lot of missions of this type through the run as well. There's quite a few missions where it's just follow a car, hit car, get thing.
Nytheris getting a very unfortunate drop for the 10th.
Just slightly missed it, but she can get the shortcut there.
See if she knows the new reset for this. Does she? She appears not to, because it would have been much quicker to take a reset about halfway through that jump and be facing the correct direction. Meanwhile, Purple getting a very similarly quick Bone Storm. It's reasonable level, however, runners at the top tier will be able to get the 10th drop before the shortcut that Nytheris took.
Both very clean Bone Storms though.
We're looking now at about 12:0. I'd say about a 12:05 for Nytheris for Homer 1. As this mission should take about 54 seconds. Now, this is the first instance of us using the reset function to kind of break the game. The reset function basically puts you on the nearest road because this game acknowledges, look, I've got bad physics, chances are you're going to fall over, and we need to make it so that we don't have to find a way of undoing this, so it just says, here's a reset function. The family sedan is so long at the back that it will actually phase into the door, and we can just basically skip this entire race, which would bring us all the way through the map, which saves a solid 1.5 minutes, and Purple going for a reset far too early and not phasing into that wall. Now Nytheris is going to finish up with a
very low 12. That is good.
12, yeah, 12:03. Very, very good Homer 1 by her there, although her Homer 1s are very good. She is a bit of a reset queen, so she's got a lot of practice when it comes to Homer 1. Although coins not looking good right now, we'll probably have to do some slow strats in order to rectify that discrepancy. And Purple will be getting about 12:38, I think?
Afraid not. Afraid so. Afraid not. Afraid so. Oh, damn your lightning fast wit.
Yeah, not what Purple might have hoped, but not a bad Homer 1 by any means.
Now both runners trying to get Skinner escape. We will see if Skinner goes through that shortcut. He will not for Nytheris, and will get the safe escape. Now to briefly explain, okay, now, hold on, I need to make sure you're sitting down, so I'll just take a moment to pause. Okay, hope you're ready. This game has a story. I know. To give you the story briefly, Bart wants a copy of Bone Storm 2. So what he does is goes to the try and save, but he's told, oh no wait, they're all gone, so what'll I do? I'll just suddenly want illegal fireworks.
Alright. I don't remember these being here before.
You might not be.
There really is no deeper plot to this level than I like fireworks and violence, which frankly is good.
I believe that Raj probably explained it most succinctly in the earlier race today when he said, Homer 1 and Bart 1 are just basically days in the life of two characters. Homer just has some chores to do, and Bart wants to cause a bit of destruction. Now we see both of the runners taking NPC cars. There are 4 cars in this level for the traffic. The taxi, fast car, the sedan, and the black van. Nytheris is in the fast car, and Purple obviously in the taxi. These 2 cars are faster than the honor roller, however, the fast car is not only easier to control, but also has faster acceleration, albeit the same top speed as the taxi. So we're going to see both of them get a much faster, what's this, weapons of mass delinquency, I believe?
Yes.
Than they would had they just stayed in the honor roller. And you'll also notice that due to the fact that there's no animation of going into the car, they're not jumping on the car as they would previously for the family sedan. They just have to stand next to it and they'll get that lovely little black screen and they will get in and out of the car easily.
With the amount of getting in and out on this mission, that adds up to more than you might think.
I believe
At least more than I think.
8 in total, if I'm counting correctly. Purple is going for the new strat. Okay, the boxes and the vending machines have kind of like hit points. And for every hit point they lose, they give a certain number of coins. Nytheris will be going for a freebie here, but will not get it. Took too big a hit and was not on the correct line. Now, boxes and vending machines have hit points, and they are going to give a certain number of coins for each hit point. However, when we reset or go through a mission warp or do whatever, those hit points reset. So theoretically, from a single box, you can get infinite coins until the game crashes. I don't quite remember what the crashing golden number is, but we can get a theoretical infinite number of coins. And what you'll see Purple do is when he goes through the main menu, all those vending machines and vending boxes that he's kicking will refill with coin, and that'll allow him to get more coins later as Nytheris finishes Voxner Dooley and gets the fast car. Now, Mango, what makes Voxner Dooley so difficult for a casual player?
The nerd car is, I don't know if it's faster than you, but it's fast enough, and it just doesn't stop driving. Okay, that was a bad example. He might crash, but he'll quickly spin around and come back. If he crashes into you, you're going to spin out a lot longer than he is. So...
Nytheris on a strange route here, not going to get that vending machine, or at least getting it in a very inefficient way. Now, this mission, Barton Frink, is difficult to do very quickly, because there is an element of RNG, you'll notice, and getting hit and run again. Nytheris living on the wild side in this race.
Oh, that was risky.
Perhaps the van will turn right here. It will not. Now, this is the dangerous route. The van will try to get itself stuck in the train yard. And also, with the police car going around, it's adding in much more variables that Nytheris will have to deal with. And
actually, a very behaved black van.
That black van behaved remarkably well. I've actually never seen it behave that well when it's going around that route. Very, very fortunate for Nytheris, as Purple picking up the vending machine in Barton Frink. Although,
still
very close to that hit and run. Very close to that police car, but should escape safely now. Purple's black van going around the very dangerous way as well. And Purple opting to go for an old strat here. This is something we used to do, but we have taken away using a main menu warp, which I'll leave Mango to explain when the moment comes, when Nytheris, I assume, finishes this mission.
Totally awesome. Don't have a cow, man. Eat asphalt eaters.
This is another example of the black van rubber banding as well. Purple can get out of his car, get that wasp, and the black van's just gonna poodle along the road slightly further up and wait for him.
And if you remember correctly, during Weapons of Mass Delinquency, Purple did actually kick that box that he destroyed twice, giving him, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it drops 20 coins when you kick it twice. So that's 51 coins dropped by one box, when normally they should only give 31. Nytheris missing out on the freebie that I assume was a part of her coin route that she should have gotten during Voxner Dooley. Her coins will be very tight at some point. And to me, at least for my coin route, looking about 80 coins under, and opting to go for a main menu warp that she forgot about. Now this, Mango was mentioning earlier, is the method of resetting the counter. Essentially, there's only 3 wasps that actually exist. You can't spawn in a 4th wasp, even if you go to the location of a 4th wasp, carrying the other 3 behind you. Only 3 can ever exist. They just kind of teleport around the map. That's the way the game code works. And only for the first 2 destructions can the car have a hitbox against these wasps. So using that main menu warp resets that timer, and Nytheris going for a very strangely wide route in this area. We'll be hoping for a freebie here. That is the strat we generally do, that purple opted against.
There we go.
I think resetting slightly too early, so facing the wrong direction. An Nytheris truck with absolutely no acceleration stat. That is going to cost time, although should make the good cycle for the train cars that we're going to see during the 13th drop pickup.
So, following on from the talk about the 3 wasps teleporting around, essentially, each wasp, when you destroy it, is marked as dead, or whatever you like. That was very
close for Nytheris. Could have been crushed like I was during Better Than Beat.
When all 3 wasps are marked as dead, they're dead. You can't hit them with your car. You can still get out and kick them, but it's not going to work. That's going to work, but not your car. But by going out to the main menu and back in, they're alive again. So yeah, a lot in part 1, but some other times in the run you'll see runners go to the main menu just to give them a chance to get more freebies.
And a very common strat in our 100% route, which is a strat which requires you to destroy all 20 wasps in every level. Now, Nytheris getting a bit of bad luck, I think. I wasn't actually looking at the screen during the Apu escape.
No, I missed that. Apu's stuck in the fountain, so...
Should be okay. Manages a decent backup, and does have a reasonable buffer ahead of Purple here. Keeping in mind that her timer right now is 12 seconds lower than Purple due to the load discrepancies.
Hopefully Purple will get a better escape here. Everything about the setup was right. There we are. So by going slightly wide and behind the Krusty Burger, Apu tries to follow you down that road, and by the time he realises he needs to turn around, you're gone. It's a very nice escape.
Hiya, everybody. Now, we have to find a blender, which for some reason helped Professor Frank in creating a bloodthirsty truck dinosaur hybrids. Don't ask me how. All we know is that Dr. Nick loves to make cocktails during surgery. Now we'll see if Nytheris will opt for the new route for Monkey See, Monkey Do, and does not, but we'll be hoping for a freebie here, and does not get it. Her coins will be
There's plenty later on, though.
There are indeed, but I think that's the only one where you literally cannot get out. It would be too much of a time loss to get out and take it manually. The ones on the stairs are a little bit, you know, if you're short of coins, you can get out. Now,
Purple taking a different route.
Did go for the new route. It is timed to be slightly quicker, but will not be able to get a wasp at the end. But given that his coins now are, I think, 90 coins better than Nytheris is, and getting out of Mr. Plow and opting against going after that bee after perhaps annoying her after getting out, we see now Purple might have a chance to go ahead because not as reliant on picking up all these coins.
Much lower on coins and farther ahead in the mission than Purple. So that is a bit of a worry.
Which is pretty good, I have to say.
Yeah, that one following was that was neat.
Although now
again, the worry about coins this early in the run is kind of
missing out on that 14 drop. We'll see how she does with that dirt jump now. Should be fine. Will be fine picking up the block.
Nice jump.
Can you please explain why the dirt jump is such a nightmare for some people, Mango?
So, the physics in this game are based somewhat heavily on your frame rate. Most of the time when you're driving your car around, it will behave sensibly. If you're sliding up a slope or anything with uneven ground, essentially.
Or heaven forfend, be in the Canyonero. Continue.
Or be in the Canyonero. The higher your frame rate, the more sort of physics boost sliding you'll get. That was very well explained. Essentially, higher frame rate, zoom fast. So that dirt jump, if you've got a high frame rate, you fly straight over the construction site and out the other side.
And I, as a 145 frame runner, can attest to that day in, day out. Now, we will see Purple get a slight boost here because he's already picked up the other monkeys. He only has to take that monkey, and he can drive Mr. Plow, whereas Nytheris will be running. And we're going to see a little bit of a
very
close-up.
tight now.
Although we have to keep in mind, 15 seconds on that timer.
True.
So it's actually a 15-second difference. Although, we're going to have to keep an eye on that chat just in case there's any spoilers. Cutscene skip is upon us. But
I
first,
found when I've been
Salah.
watching VODs, I'm covering up the chat with my hand. I don't want to know.
Same here, same here. So, everyone, hands out, cover up that chat, and listen to the sultry tones of the Alexis Mango commentary team.
So this mission, got to destroy 4 of those sulfone cars. All of them have quite nice strats. None of them are hard to destroy, but it's quite tricky to get all 4 of them quickly the way you want. And Nytheris missing that first hit,
that's a very bad second car. This is going to be very difficult to destroy, and we'll find it very difficult to be in a good position for the third car. Meanwhile, Purple taking a decent second car should be in a good position for the third car.
Yeah, that was a good destruction. Once these cars get past where we would expect to kill them, it's quite tricky to catch them. They're not slow. Let's put it that way. They're not going to run circles around you, but it takes a while. Purple, very good third car as well.
Nytheris, decent so far, should be able to get that catch and force into the wall. Should be perfect for last car.
Actually caught up on that, yeah.
Ooh, Purple misplacing. Should be on the other side of that car, forgetting the direction it goes, perhaps.
I think just struggling to fight with it. Ooh, that fourth car can be a real problem.
Both of them are one hit away from destruction. We'll have to keep an eye. The way in which 612 for Purple and 608 for Nytheris. Might want to go for that destruction, but not going for it enough. Only getting a slight side swipe. Now, briefly, cutscene skips. There's a very small period of time between a cutscene loading in, which is impossible to skip once you're in there, and the end of a mission. During this period of time, we can go to the pause menu and mission select just to go to the next mission and totally nullify that cutscene. There's only one frame in which we can do this on this level, and Purple gets it. We'll see how Nytheris does. 1 pause, 2 pause, 3 pause, 4 pause, both of them with very, very good cutscenes.
Those are very good.
I believe Nytheris runs on 122 frames per second. I do not know about Purple, but that means you have 1/122nd of a second in which to get that pause. It is very difficult. And the issue is, if you're nervous, you're spamming that pause button, you can get that pause and unpause it, and it's truly the most terrible thing in the world. Both of them now on to Nerd Race Queen, the second appearance and final appearance, I believe, of the nerd car, and Purple getting launched into the air. And
can Purple get the?
He will have to reset upon landing. He will have to reset upon landing unless he gets that.
No.
He will destroy, and he resets. He has my heart in my mouth. Nytheris getting the wrench, even though she doesn't need it. And we'll have to be very careful not to crash into the wall, otherwise we'll destroy.
You destroy your car in this mission, the mission's over. There's no...
is a wrench you can pick up here, and should pick it up safely. Although this gives Nytheris a good chance. Dearing me. This is...
real time, absolutely neck and neck.
Remarkable here. Both of them picked
phenomenally unlucky.
As I say, the second appearance of the nerd car, and in this instance, a very, very easy race for us to win, because the nerd car is no longer faster than us, no longer 180 kilometers an hour, but a significantly better driver, but doesn't take any of the shortcut. Both of them finishing almost simultaneously, although the only time difference we see now is the discrepancy between the two timers. Now, what happens in Clueless? Because I ask myself this question. I roll in bed every night sleepless, wondering, what the hell happened in Clueless? It's such a weird mission.
Milhouse essentially let slip that he is not immortal like the rest of us. Milhouse transcends that. He is everywhere. He is everywhen. And basically, this mission is talk to Milhouse a lot. That's what I'm saying there.
Yeah. Perhaps religious themes in it, you could say, in the sense of the conversation, the conversation with the immortal. A very salient point, I must say.
I hope these are recyclable.
Both runners will probably be trying to get a good chunk of extra coins on this next section of driving. Nothing too difficult, nothing all that tight on timing. It's not, you know, you can't take your time, but it's not a rush.
Sadly, badly asking, is the sacrifice kicking him into the ravine? Well, as we all know, as Friedrich Nietzsche wrote, God is dead. And we kick Milhouse into the ravine and show a clear agreement to Nietzsche's analysis of the world. My apologies, I'll stop at this. This is just going nowhere. Now, the coin room in Krusty Lou Studios is worth 158 coins, if I remember correctly. And really handy coins, and now we see the discrepancy between the two runners, 116 coins between them.
Both of them on 15 seconds leaving. Neck and neck in the mission. The
only thing separating is IGT right now, which is to Purple's detriment. He needs to pull a lead ahead on RTA to have a chance of winning.
Milhouse not into the ravine, but out to space. I think Nytheris did it as well.
Both managing good Milhouse sacrifice. Deicide is alive and well. Moving on to Bonfire of the Manatees, a very difficult mission to do right. This is essentially a mission of car sacks. We force Cletus into an alley and ram him from behind over and over again. This is the deleted scene of Lightning McQueen, if you know what I mean.
Both of these, though, getting really good. First try, not having to slow down much, get them straight in the arcade.
I think that they're slightly slower than Purple, although Purple had a very, very good.
Yeah, just slightly slower, but not definitely not bad at all. Both of them very good.
Except why I ever came to this jerk Waterberg.
Now both managing to move through the black screen pretty successfully. They will be kicking in order to offset the animation. Basically, when the mission complete thing comes up, there is an animation that the player just kind of jumps or, you know, is triumphant in victory. However, if we kick, jump, do anything basically that causes us either not to have contact with the ground or be doing something, we skip that animation, and it saves about 3 seconds in that. Well, not 3 seconds in that instance, because we can pretty much get to the outfit in time. But in some instances, it saves about 3 seconds because we can run, where normally we'd just be standing still doing nothing. Nytheris going for Camp Krusty coins, I think a part of her coin route anyway, so perhaps not corrective coin measures, but just general coins.
And Purple going for them with the school bus.
It can be quicker, can be slower, depending upon your approach. Although both managing pretty clean Camp Krusty.
Now, Hellfish, this is a big important mission for them both. Can lose a surprising amount of time, and Nytheris missing the initial hit,
but getting a decent hit.
This first car, if you get it at the tree, great. If you get it at the dam, great. There's not much in it really,
because it's going in the direction we need to go. To the Aztec Theater for the second sedan, so there's no real issue with not hitting it. The second sedan, however, goes on a bit of a weird route. It is going in the direction
this is a lot more tricky,
but not quite the right direction. And it can turn right, it can turn left as soon as it starts. Turning left is much more favourable for the runners. Turning
Nytheris gets it right, Purple gets left.
And turning left for Purple.
But both of them getting very good hits. Very good.
Fantastic.
The dream Hellfish from both of them.
We'll see if they're going for OG strat or going for the new. Both of them going for the new strat. There's a reset we do here which gets us behind where the sedan will park. They want to hit the sedan on the left-hand side of the back end in order to force it right into the wall. Purple getting the much superior strat here and will get the destruction. However, the sedan has no momentum due to the lamppost falling down.
Both of them having trouble finishing it off.
Destroyed by this. truly terrible luck, although Purple's significantly worse for this.
There we go. They both got that first hit really nicely. They just ended up slightly out of position and couldn't finish it off quickly. That happens to everyone from time to time.
And
But even with that, both incredible hellfish. I wish I could get them.
And
that was great.
Strange quirk of the game. Two of them are actually exhibited in that mission. Firstly, you cannot destroy a vehicle with one hit. It just physically can't happen. So, don't worry. Just to briefly stop myself, I'm not going to say it. We can't destroy a vehicle. Oh, Nytheris missing that second drop will be... I think we'll get a fail here. The fail is coming. No way that's going to be a
Oh, no,
catch-up.
not with that car.
Now, we will see if Purple gets any luck on this. Third drop is basically pure luck, essentially. There's a small amount of RNG manipulation that people talk about, and getting very bad luck here. Absolutely terrible, but we'll pick it up and we'll go ahead of Nytheris as a result of this.
So Snake can drop that last drop before that jump or after that jump. It's, as far as we can tell, entirely RNG. Sometimes you get unlucky. More often than not, it's before the jump, but you never know. We'll see what Nytheris gets.
On the first attempt at the third drop, we'll get... Ooh, this
both
is
after
not
the
looking
jump.
Good. No, perhaps
but
just
on the
before the
race,
end of the drop, slightly
on the high ground.
favourable. But going for a reset, which is not advisable, you can jump across the ravine and reset halfway through and you'll get a favourable reset. Or if it's so far beyond, like it's almost at the end of the incomplete bridge, you can just make the jump safely. Now, Purple moving on to fishy deals.
So Purple's going to be happy. I don't know if Purple's watching Nytheris' run. I don't think he is, but he'll appreciate a lead either way. Nothing much to say about this mission except for incredible voice acting. Lisa has some of her finest voice lines in this mission. Otherwise, drive around town, get fish, don't crash. Usual day out.
Oof. Not managing to get the proper position on Malibu Stacy car and having to take the animation. Neither runner getting the very unlikely freebie. Ooh, Purple getting an unfortunate bit of traffic.
That one is definitely tricky with traffic. It always gets in the way.
Can be indeed, because you have to go into oncoming traffic to pick that up. Purple opting for close follow cam. I suggest you all look away from Purple side of the screen, because close follow cam is indeed the work of the devil. After we put Millhouse into the ravine, as God.
If I can stop you for the best voice line in the game coming up now with Nytheris.
Beautiful.
Okay, carry on.
There's nothing left to say. Freedom is all that matters.
If I had ears, I don't now.
Now, Purple finishing with a reasonable time of 19 seconds left in the mission. You can finish with, Nytheris missing the 15th drop. Probably
Both
not
of them
the
just
drop
little
to
mistakes.
miss, I suppose.
Nothing.
There are worse ones to miss where you'll have to go around a corner or you'll have to reverse up a hill.
Yeah.
Where it's going to be slightly worse. But
Now,
you never want
Purple
to
going for a big strat.
He has been doing very well in this.
He's
I'm still
got
going
a-
for close follow cam. I cannot abide by this.
Very good hit. So
Ooh,
the dream is to
Nytheris
get that
getting
limo
messed up by
stuck.
traffic.
Um,
Not going to get that stuck. It's going to go in vertically. That's going to be a very difficult
That
destruction.
takes a little bit to
Chance
clean
for
up.
Nytheris to catch up. Now, there is a strange part of this game in which, if there's a prop like a lamppost, you may have noticed this during Operation Hellfish. For some reason, when you hit a lamppost and then it hits a vehicle, that damage just doesn't transfer sometimes. It's very peculiar. It's especially difficult to deal with on missions where you have to hit something to make it drop. Meanwhile, Nytheris getting a very bad first hit, but hopefully a better trap to get closer to Purple.
That's more like it. Oh
No, having to reverse, and we'll get perhaps even a limo escape. No, will not be
I
limo skip. Opting to
going
take
to
a restart.
restart, not
I
a
would
bad
not
idea.
advise that. I would not advise that personally.
Probably not
Perhaps,
faster,
actually.
but
Perhaps due to the poor first hit, perhaps advisable. I suppose if it was a good first
was
hit, I would
better.
have definitely said don't do it. But maybe.
We'll
Meanwhile,
see if
Purple
the,
is going to be getting onto the Sea Spanker. We'll be going for the more standard strat, as Nytheris gets a significantly
There we
better
go.
strat.
So by getting that limo in sideways, it's going to drive backwards and forwards, do little bits of damage each time. You can drive
And
away,
it will
do your
destroy
chores.
itself. Do you ever
There we
feel
go.
like that limo sometimes, Mango, just going back and forth?
Yeah, I've
knowing
never
that
thought
you'll-
about
knowing
it.
that you'll eventually destroy yourself. You know,
Yeah.
one must remember Sisyphus. One must imagine Sisyphus to be happy.
Nytheris really not enjoying the second half of Lisa here. It's
It's very,
it's
very
tricky.
poor
It's
for
a
her.
tricky level.
And writing in the chat, tilted AF. I will not tell you what that acronym stands for. Because that would be against Speed Gaming's fine terms of service. Now, Purple will be going for Donut Truck. He will not be going to get. He's not going to get fast strat. He's going to have to. Perhaps he'll get fast strat. He managed to recover.
No, it's not now anyway.
Not so quickly, and he will have to go for a backup strat. What we're trying to do is we're trying to make him hit us sideways, so that he'll just continually go backwards and forwards and just drop. But the ideal strat is to actually get him trapped and do something similar to what we did in Cletus during Lisa, Bonfire of the Manatees. And Bonfire of the Manatees is such an iconic mission that any mission we do that kind of is similar to it in the sense of backwards and forwards to cause something to drop, we just refer to as whatever the name of the car is, plus fire. So this strat that Alice will be trying to get is called Donut Fire.
That was very good with traffic there. That helped out. I think Purple not quite confident enough to try and drive in front of the truck and wait. Nytheris hopefully is going to display.
No, we'll be going for the backup strat. I think initially, no, gonna try for the main strat.
Going for it.
This should be successful, although should be successful, although should be.
Very nice. My
It's
heart.
good. However, you can see the dust being kicked up on the right-hand side of the Canyonero. This is gonna make drops slightly less consistent. So we'll be losing a slight amount of time, but we'll be able to pick up that wasp right in front of her. And I think I see another wasp in my peripheral vision. Yeah, I do indeed. Now on to Redneck Roundup. A mission that's Purple's
that
getting
hurts.
creamed by a garbage truck. Although, no, it's gonna be caught.
That bush there is very sticky.
It
A
is
car
indeed.
driving into that will struggle and will give up and go the long way.
Shall we speculate as to what is in that bush, which has caused its stickiness?
I couldn't possibly comment.
Now, Redneck Roundup is a relatively easy mission to do. Cletus isn't that fast. Canyonero can be relatively easy to control depending on how you're doing. And Nytheris pondering the
Saving
idea
it.
of saving her progress.
You never know.
Now,
We have had 2 crashes this this tournament.
Excuse. Everyone better.
Now, an easy
One
mission to
admittedly
do.
a bit self-inflicted.
An easy mission to do, but not a very easy mission to do whilst picking up the coins we require. So you're gonna notice slight moments where it might just be you might just have your heart in your mouth looking at that green bar just suddenly disappear, as we are intentionally allowing ourselves to fall behind in order to pick up points.
There's a lot of opportunity to pick up coins here, especially in the latter half of the mission. But what
Missing
makes
the
a
second
good
drop
runner
in the
is
terrace
seeing.
will find it very difficult to pick up the power plant. Sorry about that. Sango, go on.
What makes a good runner is seeing that you're falling behind and knowing, I'm going to skip that box or that vending machine. So
Nytheris
Purple's going to be
showing
skipping this
that.
box on the left and just not failing the mission.
Although
That's-
perhaps the in my opinion the worst box to skip Bridgebox is very out of the way to take in any other mission during.
If you get good
combat.
drops in Wolf Style My Pills, you can get it without a hitch. But it's definitely not reliable.
I would generally advise, if you think you're going to fall behind and if you think you can manage this, take Bridgebox, skip Krusty Burger. It's significantly safer and also better later on in the run. And we will see Purple continue to use the new stat. He will be kicking that vending machine twice, picking up 10 coins. So instead of taking 16 coins from that vending machine, he will be taking 26 throughout his entire life. Now we will see Nytheris pick up the Bridgebox. So this is what Purple opted against due to the slight, perhaps nerves in not wanting to fail. As Nytheris has already failed a mission, as long as I don't fail a mission, I kind of want to have that buffer. Although keep in mind, we might have very similar paces on IGT. And Purple,
forgot what mission he was on.
I think he should have restarted as soon as that happened, because that's taking much longer to reverse, and now the cycles will be everywhere.
Provided, easy thing to say. Provided he doesn't fail, he's better off reversing and going for it.
I'd almost think it would be quicker to do the other way, because reversing and then going forward, not only does it take Cletus forever to gain momentum backwards, but it's going to take forever for him to gain momentum going forwards again. Purple opting to take... I wouldn't be taking boxes right now. It's looking a little bit... I wouldn't be taking any coins right now if I were Purple. I would want to...
There is time to spare. There is time to spare as long as he is best by the way.
There's also opting for that box, which a lot of people opt to take during Wolf Stole My Pills. And going for a second box, again, not really advisable because you can miss that 6th drop if you're not careful.
I did that in a marathon run live once. That was good. I didn't realise until I failed the mission at the end.
And might I ask you what language you were playing in?
I was in English.
Oh, that is just not good. We need to spread the language. Ooh, Nytheris taking a big bump will not make that jump for the mansion, and not even going on the correct line. Although
nice.
Something. Perhaps
that was sweet. Purple getting a freebie on there.
Now, Gammon Wheel of Fortune will be absolutely essential. Opting for a very peculiar route here. We'll only have one opportunity at this.
He'll be fine. He'll get in before.
He'll be fine, but that was basically an all-or-nothing play.
Yeah.
Now, Nytheris will be going in there with significantly more time left over, and also didn't manage the ramp jump quite as well as Purple, so we do see both runners with less time than they should have picking up that 18th drop. Purple opting not to go for Sadly Strat, getting away from Chase Sedan with more than 4 seconds left. We'll see if Nytheris decides to go for similar strats.
Sadly's race with this mission was fantastic.
It was truly fantastic. I feel privileged to have commentated that. Nytheris appears to be giving an ode to Sadly, although will not be going for the official Sadly strat of escaping with 4 seconds to go. Now, Purple is doing the second shortest mission in the game, provided we consider the Cola Caper as distinct from the opening cutscene. Basically, we just race Wiggum. It takes no time at all. Wiggum's a poor driver. He normally gets stuck in the houses here after the jump.
The worst that happens is he hits you on this shortcut.
And if you have good reactions, a reset can just basically nullify it. Both runners doing it fine, although Purple did take a bit of a hit. We'll see how Alice does. Decides to take the reset. Very wise, in my opinion. Had far too much momentum going in. Now, Pessimistic Mango, as the only runner so far in this tournament to have been 2-cycled, would you like to explain the 2-cycle?
Quite frankly, I would like to never mention it again. No,
okay.
It's
now to mention the 2-cycle.
this mission, you're following a van, or a car, or whatever it is.
A Chase Sedan.
That'll do. Follow it around town, pick up 10 items.
Walking fast, faces pass, and I'm home. my sincerest apology, I'll stop. Continue.
The way this game deals with cars dropping items is there's an area in which they can drop it. And there's an increasing probability that they will drop it as it goes through. Sometimes a car will slightly miss a trigger, or I don't know. I'm pretending I know the details. Essentially, a car will forget to drop an item.
Yeah.
And it doesn't turn around and go back to that bit and then drop the item. It goes around the entire loop a second time to then drop. It pretty much only happens in this mission. It occasionally happens in a level 5 mission, but I've never seen it.
It's happened to me on a PB pace run as well. It was truly... I had my head in my hands. 9th drop just didn't happen. To kind of fill in the blanks where Mango just didn't remember, it's basically that while that incremental increase of chance goes up, the chance at the final moment of a drop happening is not 100%. So there's just a tiny chance that that'll happen, and the drops can be somewhat reliant on the previous drop. So a late 9th drop can mean a non-existent 10th drop.
So purple's fine, all 10 drops.
And Nytheris getting a bit of a late 9th drop.
Fairly late, but should be alright.
See how this goes. 10th drop is fine. Neither runner opting for pessimistic Mango strat, as I am now christening it.
Two cycles.
Mango.
I've been counting 2 cycles on my recent runs, and I think I'm at the stage of 5 2 cycles across 20 runs.
Deary me, that is remarkably bad.
It makes it. It's why I'm surprised that I'm the only person that's been 2 cycled this tournament. But yes, neither runner getting it. That's good. Neither runner really having a bad wolves. The car didn't get stuck.
Okay, I will
just
take
plowed through.
a moment to note at the moment at which both runners initiate the cutscene, because I think it's 31 seconds now is the discrepancy between the IGT timers, just to get a genuine idea on how close we are to each other. Okay, I'll just say out loud: purple starting at 51.13. And
Nytheris is ahead.
Gonna start doing his taxes. And Nytheris starting at 50.50. That is a 23-second advantage for Nytheris, but that is literally nothing in this game. A lot of things
to explain again, the timers are running. They're removing loads, and this race is. I've forgotten how to speak English. This race will be measured without loads.
We'll see if we can get an interpreter in.
I haven't spoken French for about 10 years.
Give it a go. Why not? J'adore.
So purple has much better loads than Nytheris. So it looks like the streams have desynced. It's just Nytheris has spent more time in loads, and that time hasn't counted. There we are.
The main reason for this removal of loads is just so that someone who has an amazing computer that can go through the loads in the entire game within 28 seconds or so is not getting an unfair advantage against someone who has loads that take 1.5 minutes to level out the playing field. Although typically people with better setups will have higher frame rates, which tend to lead to higher times. Or better times, I should say. Now, both going for Marge Police, hopefully not Marge Classy.
Nytheris getting Flanders coins.
Flanders coins, which I would personally advise given the terrible nature of her coins throughout this game, and that's pretty much...
Yeah, that helped her.
Yeah. Anything above 809 or anything above 800 I consider to be in the safe zone for the start of Apu, in which you require 925 coins by the 3rd mission in order to buy the 2 things we want.
Stay out of my way. I need a Long Island iced tea.
Oh, Nytheris missing everything. If you are, I don't know if lucky or skilled are the right words. If something happens and you're in just the right spot, you can kill both boxes and both wasps in 1 hit.
Well, it is also reliant because
you need to have not killed any bees.
Yeah, it is also reliant on the freebie rules. So if you've taken a wasp already, you physically cannot get another, or you can only get 1 wasp if you got 1 or Shooting one or zero, 2 wasps, we got 0.
But even ignoring that, it's very precise.
Oh yeah, but like typically getting it's actually more a sign that you have missed wasps earlier, and that's actually more of a detriment to your coins than having to do an extra jump kick, which honestly is not that much time lost. Both of them opting for the quick strat in transferring from the roof of the Quickie Mart to the gas station, and you'll see that Nytheris does not have a wasp. If you'll remember during Donut Truck, she already got that wasp, so saving a little bit of time, but both runners, ooh, they'll have some sleepless nights ahead, not getting Mr. Plowjacket. For shame, for shame. Sadly, we'll only have time to do a post-race interview with the winner, because we are probably going to be running over time. So I'll just have to ask whoever it is, like, what was going through their head when they saw Mr. Plowjacket and just didn't go for it.
Depends how much they win by. Could be neck and neck. Purple,
that is true.
Not really committing, I think, to a quick cola truck kill. We'll see if Nytheris...
I think opting for some safer side swipes that are guaranteed to do some damage rather than going for some... Ooh,
that was
managing
nice.
The perfect strat, although not managing the perfect damage.
But a lot of damage early on. That's, you know.
And will probably even overtake Purple on
Purple
RTA
really having trouble with this traffic.
Although should destroy in 2 more hits. Although
that
sadly,
garbage truck has really hurt. There we are.
Yeah. One issue in this game also is that sustained hits don't do any extra damage. So you can push a car into a wall and slam on your accelerator. And seriously speaking, in real life, that would continually, you know, put pressure on the car. But the way this game works, once you've made that contact, that's the contact you get as they try for mansion roof box, and Nytheris is going to miss it, and Purple
Bit of Spider-Man.
is going to miss it as well, but has about 60 coins more. Moving on to second truck, almost identical RTA times right now. Nytheris not opting for the first hit, and will be hoping for a big hit. And
very good hit.
Will be going for 1 hit, and now absolutely
very
perfect.
nice.
I think Purple not opting to push in the back and is going to go very far behind as a result of this.
I think Purple just second guessing some of the strats. He knows he's the underdog, I think, in this race.
I'm very surprised at some of these plays from Purple, just not going for it when he should. Although, again, coins for him are about 60 better. We'll see how Nytheris reacts to this. Third truck is the easiest to get right, but the most difficult one to recover if it goes wrong. So we'll see Nytheris getting it absolutely perfect. The only thing that could have been better is more damage off the first hit, but that's not something you can really affect.
Purple looks good.
Absolutely ideal. Is gonna 2-hit it. Absolutely.
Didn't even bounce off the fence, straight into the tree. Nytheris depositing a car into the tire fire.
Now they'll be picking up Krusty Burger coins, and they will be going to the Simpsons house. Now, very brief tangent on the side. The interiors in this game of buildings don't actually exist in the interior of the building, if that makes sense. So the room you go into that's on the interior of the building you just went into is actually very far out of bounds, because it's much easier if you're trying to create a game to map out a world in which the interiors just exist in some other land rather than them existing in a geographically consistent space within the building you've mapped out. So what they're actually doing when they go inside the Simpsons sitting room is they're teleporting so far off the map that they automatically escape, and if they're getting the 3D, and that is actually also why we don't just go into the house, we get the black screen. That's just a transition to hide the fact that you're actually teleporting. So if you actually play a game and you notice that when you go inside an area, it does that black screen, that's just a little developer's trick in saying, oh, it's actually the inside of the building, but it's really not, as far as the game world's concerned. Now we'll see what kind of coins both these runners will be going for. Nytheris not going for one side of Town Hall, whereas Purple is. favor Purple's route more than Nytheris' right now.
The
Personally-
Longhorn does not like going up these stairs. Both of them crashing into the bottom of the steps.
I
Sometimes
find
you
an
just line it up
angular
right.
approach is a lot better.
Yeah. It's inconsistent. That was a nice jump from Nytheris.
A very good one indeed. Not even getting caught up on the girders. We'll see.
And
I think
Rog,
Purple
Purple
would have
just
been
overshooting.
good. Purple would have been good if the girder cycle was in, but it was not. Now they'll both be trying to buy Apu B Sharps, sorry, Apu American, because the fourth mission, this little picky, requires it. Because you need to blend in or something. This game has story, I swear. But we haven't had any cutscenes that weren't totally unskippable. So you know, you'd be forgiven if you thought there was no story to this game.
There are 2 skippable cutscenes left. One of them at the end of this level. It's the
And
one you
there
don't want to
you go.
miss.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
2.5 minutes. How did you do in that? I don't know. I actually don't know how you did in the.
I missed it. I watched the cutscene, but so did Project. So
Oh, actually, yes, I remember this. It was
that was a very exciting end to a level, I'm told.
It was indeed, and also
That was-
Project's reaction to your 2 cycle was
Yeah,
honestly like
crazy.
properly like massive respect to Project OP. Let's
So
get
when
some rest
I
of the chat for
raised
some
this,
respect.
I don't have the chat open. I didn't have the other
Ferris
person's stream open.
Going poorly there. Should not have gone for this destruction because the 3rd drop area was in. Should not be going for that, but going for the points.
She'll be fine.
Yeah,
This truck can get away from you, but it's not crazy fast.
although getting a little bit behind it is actually good because it makes it much less likely to crash on the stairs and on the fire truck.
There we are, yeah.
You see right now Purple getting 1 crash. Will he get the 2nd? Yes, he will. Will he get a 3rd? No, he will not.
But that's put Nytheris
smoothly through.
So Nytheris, I think, already got these vending machines. So going straight
However,
through.
not the town hall.
Purple's gonna. Oh, so that's the difference. Okay.
That was the only discrepancy, and it's pretty much the same as far as corn. Ooh, Nytheris
Purple
missing
going for
the 8th
both.
drop will be very dangerous here. The 9th drop looks
Oh,
pretty favourable, and getting a
Purple.
mission fail. Nytheris is now slightly safer if she does get the mission fail, but will be opting to skip the vending machine at Krusty Burger in order to make it a little bit more favourable, and will probably finish this mission safely so long as there aren't any major crashes with traffic. Purple will
Okay,
have
this
to
bunch is
restart
fine.
this 1.5 minute mission.
Purple took a risk going for both the vending machines at the stadium and the box at the town hall.
Personally, I'd take.
If he
I'd
hadn't
take
crashed,
both
it would have been
sides.
fine, but it just not crashed. He missed the pickup. I didn't see for what reason, but that is a bummer.
It was a bit of a misplay, in my opinion, but it's one that you can be forgiven for going for.
And if you don't miss that pickup, it's a great way to do your coin route, but it's just a little bit riskier.
Personally, the only things I pick up in that area are the 2 vending machines. They're significantly safer due to the Longhorns. Let's just say temperamental behavior when it comes in contact with any stairs, as Nytheris is right now demonstrating.
It does not have a good ground clearance. Apu, as always, favouring style over substance.
As always. Ooh, dearing me, missing that 9th drop. We might have to opt to not skipping the vending machine, and that could have been much worse if that, and missing the 10th drop, perhaps just going into standby mode and failing the mission.
Not paying attention to the mini-map.
Oh dear.
In fairness, nor was I, so...
Now, can I ask, what the hell is this baby then, Mango? What is this? What's happening on Nytheris' screen? Please explain.
You've clearly never driven a car in your life, because that's, how it works. So I drive anyway. This van has some crazy AI and handling.
Mhm.
It will drive around in circles, it will drive into walls, it will drive into trees. But sometimes it won't. And the trick of the mission is working out just where it's going.
It's remarkably difficult to predict, as Nytheris
It's bizarre.
is demonstrating for us.
The AI in this game is usually pretty predictable, but this van just... it's all over the place.
Managing to get that 10th drop, but
That was a reasonable van.
Given the difficulty of predicting that van, it was in this weird nether zone of it could go in a straight line, but then it went in a figure of 8 for some reason. If it does all straight lines or all figures of 8, it's relatively easy to handle, and also if it's the latter, you stay relatively close to Dr. Hibbert, which makes the ending bit of the mission a little bit easier. I'm getting messed up by Vote Quimby truck. Hopefully that's the first and the last time I'll be saying that for Nytheris, because when we get to Quick Cash, we will be hoping for a total destruction, a total quarantine zone for all Mayor Quimby trucks, as that is one of the 2 vehicles that can destroy one of the most difficult strats in the game, as Purple successfully completes Incriminating Caffeine. Absolutely no shame in failing it. It's a very difficult mission, and
it happens.
for me at least, when I was getting into the game, it was the mission on which I always had so much time saved, because it's so easy to fail.
Nytheris not getting that freebie, but probably going to line up for a second go.
Should be able to get it now.
Dangerous on the hit and run front, though.
Should not be doing this, in my opinion, as a result of that hit and run.
Oh.
Why should she not be doing this? Why is the hit and run bar even more essential to keep low now?
This mission, if you get hit and run, the game spawns 2 police cars to come and chase you. If it spawns the police cars around this section of the map, sometimes the game just misses the highway and spawns the cars out of bounds. And then the game doesn't really know what to do and crashes.
For a very strange strat there, tried to get the gazebo box with the Longhorn, which is not advisable, as Mango previously pointed out, for that ground clearance, and then opting against getting it. That's a box.
You want to either commit or dodge. Take the hit and drive into the stairs for a while. That's probably not true. He's probably right to wait and get it later. I don't know.
Well, I'd say it would have been most right to just have not done it, but I suppose he committed, and perhaps maybe the best decision to make, because Farini is pretty good for taking it as long as you have the right line.
Yeah. So we'll see if there's a better baby van for Purple here.
I'd say this is better.
It looks
from
like
what I've
it's
seen so far.
It looks like it's got better AI.
Yeah. It seems to be trapping itself as well, so if Purple can get into position in time, he will get a good trap, although now it's going out into a more open area, so it'll be much more difficult to handle. Now, Nytheris is on, I believe it's Never Trust a Snake. The garbage truck is truly awful. Earlier today, I was running this game, and it lost its waypoint for the 4th drop, and costed so much time. This can happen to anyone, and it sometimes can be entirely unavoidable because that thing is heavy. It is very hard to divert. As
It's
showing
similar to the
very good moves.
The 2 cycle we were talking about earlier. It misses a drop. The AI in this one is just a bit more sensible in that it will go around and try again.
The reason for that is because the route that the garbage truck takes is not a circuit. So it has no knowledge of where it started, essentially, to go back to it. Whereas taking examples of Incriminating Caffeine, you saw that mission ended approximately where it began. And you saw in Wolves to My Pills that it was back on the route where it dropped its 10th drop.
Nytheris got a crazy early last drop.
Although I was not predicting it. I'm just
no, it came out of nowhere.
It was as bad as a late drop as far as her reaction was concerned.
You just don't expect it to go there. Drove right past.
We'll be going for very safe coins for this for Never Trust a Snake. Probably advisable given the buffer.
Yeah, she'll want those coins.
sometimes it's a lot easier to take this time lost now that you know exactly how much it is to get those coins, rather than all of a sudden being told you need 600 coins for that Glowback supervillain car, and realizing, oh, do I do a coin grind? Do I not do a coin grind? Will I have enough from a coin grind? And all these things are massive stresses, which you don't want in tournament runs, generally speaking. You want to just have a smooth run that you stay calm throughout, and having a lot of difficulty on that wasp.
That wasp, I hate that wasp. It will not stay still.
Purple's Wiggum going up the stairway to heaven, or escalator to heaven, I should say more appropriately. And for a second, the momentum Wiggum was carrying there, I thought he was going to go down the left way, which makes him lose his waypoint. Joshua, currently Nytheris is ahead both on RTA and IGT due to 2 fails on incurring caffeine by Purple. Now, she will also be going for this Roof Wasp. Let's see her coins. Quite low. Quite low. Although I don't think she took either of the coins at the start of Never Trust a Snake, as she decides to go for the ride of a lifetime and getting on those ventilation boxes, which I don't know what's happening to them, but they are ventilating a lot of air northwards.
I am a lean, mean, Vindaloo machine. Hope I have room in my bench for this. 300 horses of convenient power.
This mission that they're both now on is unique in the game, actually, because it's the only mission in which the game says, here's the amount of time you have, and in other missions, like, let's say, Petty Theft Homer, when you pick up an item, it says, here's a new timer with more time on it, plus the time you had. And in other missions, I'm trying to think of an example right now, but it kind of evades me right now. It will just give you a new timer that's set and is totally independent of the timer you had, as far as time left in the previous pickup. This mission just gives you those 4 minutes 20, and it just says, here you go, do what you can with it. And as a result, when a lot of us were playing this casually, we failed this because we thought, yeah, we'll get more time. Didn't happen. Now on to Quick Cash. Quick Cash, a mission indeed.
Very important mission for a run.
What is Quick Cash?
The game designers thought it'd be quite fun. Let's just make a whole mission which is blow up a tough car. That's fun, isn't it? And then they also thought, let's make a mission where you get to drive Snake's cool, weak sports car. That'll be fun.
That sounds very fun.
And then they decided, let's make it the same mission.
Ooh.
So you've got to destroy, I think, the toughest car you have to destroy in the game. There are tougher cars in the game, but you don't know how to destroy them.
There are some tougher cars, but they are made extra tough because they want you not to destroy them. The baby man, for example, has insane HP, but that's because you're just not supposed to destroy it. Anyways, go on. Purple dropping on Never Trust a Snake. Now continue, Mango. Well, Nytheris is going to try to get this strat, but very bad traffic. That Quimby truck will destroy her chances. But will it help?
No.
Oh my! Oh no!
Lovely
I think it's actually trapped. No, it's fully trapped. There's no way out.
So she's got to do some hitting to get it out.
I think she needs to destroy that full Quimby truck because that explosion will actually do some damage to the armored truck. I'd say that would be advisable, although it has despawned.
It's there we go. It's waking up.
No, it is trapped.
And that's trapped.
So now she'll be able to pick up some more coins. Now we have 10 seconds in which we can leave a car, which is a required car, such as Little Bandit in this mission, as a traffic car. Strangely, just rolls into the path of Nytheris.
Already got that wasp.
I think she still has a police house wasp, but she's going to avoid it. Her coins are looking, I'd say, perhaps okay if she goes for full pickup on the start of part 1. I think she might need the vending machine right behind her at the start of I actually forget the name of the mission entirely. 6-1.
Oh, I don't know.
Yes, Ganesh costumes, success, everyone, and also got pin pals earlier. Massive shout out to Nytheris.
What Nytheris did, we haven't really commented on. She got the armored truck stuck at the monorail. If you get it right, he won't get out. He will drive backwards and forwards, like we saw with the limo earlier, and destroy himself. And it is the nicest way to do this mission.
It is indeed.
However, you can destroy him yourself on the highway. It's not too bad. but you miss the chance to get some coins, and it is
It's slower.
Should be a felony.
Yeah.
This town is going to pay for this.
However, there is one slight difficulty in the sense that, okay, I'm gonna wait a moment for to see what Purple does, to see what route he takes, because it'll be very good to illustrate if he. Okay, he did not take the route I was hoping he would. There are two shortcuts you can take on that junction. Taking this shortcut's what we do, but if you take the other shortcut, you can get so far away, like as far as straight line distance is concerned, from the armored truck, that the game just decides. I don't know if it just deactivates the armored truck or if it respawns the armored truck onto the road, because it just assumes, why would the player character be so far away from armored truck? I forgot Nytheris had that vending machine still available.
Definitely happy on
coins. They're
coins.
looking great now. Although, ooh, gets a very bad reset due to facing left when taking that reset.
Might struggle to get this hit and turn around. Nah, that's fine.
I do
She's
not.
all over it.
Perhaps on the backup, but definitely not in the first. I'm not getting the first. We'll hope for a big hit here. We'll not get a big hit here. If she does not destroy the curator before the end of this tunnel, it will be a very, very difficult destruction, because there's nothing to hit it on. And the curator, I keep on trying to call it Curious Curator, but that's the name of the mission. The curator is a very quick, very maneuverable vehicle, and the traffic car destroys her attempt at getting
good
that
amount of
hit.
damage. Should
There's a
do
very
it
good
before
wall
the
there
next
you can
highway.
hit him on, and it's
That was nice.
very important to get, and should get the destruction here.
That worked out very nicely with traffic.
For a second I thought Purple would not manage to get the first Wigan escape successfully. Basically, we take him on that shortcut, and when we turn around, he just sort of gets lost, and he decides to take the shortcut. Now,
Big moments for both.
I think this is good. This is good. No.
Hopefully, he might
I
strain
think he'll
himself
have to
out.
guide it. He will have to guide it.
No, that's great. That's good.
In.
Cutscene skip for
Nytheris
Nytheris.
getting that cutscene skip. I think on the second frame available there right now. That was very close. I should explain. Part 1 was a single frame cutscene skip. Part 2 and Apu are 2-frame cutscene skips, so they're slightly more forgiving. Nytheris plays in 122 frames per second, so she had a 61st of a second in which to get that pause menu, whereas only had 122nd of a second in the previous cutscene skip. Her coins are looking absolutely magnificent. We'll have coins to spare. I think, doing the maths in my head now, 11 coins to spare, 12 coins to spare now that she's picked up something new. The question though, very, very good reactions there. If that machine arm came down, the school bus would go one hit from death, and that would make the rest of this mission very annoying. Will she get bort? She will get bort. Spam your borts in the chat, please, if you are a true lover of this game. And Purple getting a very nice armor truck will be moving on to the second Wigan escape, which is not too difficult at all. Should manage this nice and smooth. However, cutscene skip can make or break his ability to catch up, and his coins are looking equally okay considering he hasn't taken the vending box in the gazebo. He should be fine. Oh, Nytheris taking a reset too early, not destroying that box. This will cost at least 10 seconds due to the fact she's carrying absolutely no momentum through this section.
Dangerously close to a hit and run, but that's normal for this mission, I think.
It should be fine so long as she keeps a good path and keeps despawning those pedestrians. Can you please explain what a despawn is while I watch Purple approach the curator?
True, we haven't touched that. There we go. So when you see the runners flicking their camera back and forth, the game is despawning the traffic and pedestrians in front of you. It basically doesn't need to keep track of things if you're not looking at them. Save a bit of processing power.
No object permanence, yeah?
Yeah. So by flicking the camera, you try and get rid of some of the pedestrians in front of you.
Nasty for Purple for traffic. Hopefully he'll get a big hit here. He should get a big hit here, although he had the prediction correct. Nytheris on a very risky coin collection here. I don't think this is advisable, but should get it anyways.
Should be fine.
Now,
Purple doing quite well at getting it in the tunnel.
Purple had the line, but opted to turn right for some reason. I have no idea why he decided to do that. He had it, perhaps a suggestion that he is indeed second-guessing himself and everything. And that curator is constantly just one hit from death.
It is
as
slippery.
Nytheris moves towards the end. Now, if we get basically, we're supposed to get out of our car and talk to the limo because supposedly Krusty's in there, but he actually isn't. Sorry for the spoiler. Although then again, this game doesn't really have that much of a story. Hold on, I will be watching Purple stream just for a moment, just to see if he can get this cutscene skip. Please, I have my fingers crossed for Purple. Get it. He does get
Very
it.
nice.
Congratulations, Purple. We're 2 for 2 so far on both runs. Now, we're supposed to get out of the car in order to talk to the limo because Bart is trying to meet his hero and, you know, avoid the whole kerfuffle with the laser guns, which is definitely a more interesting sentence considering we don't know anything given the lack of lore. But
So
when
they-
it loads between being a prop and being an active car, when it had that little ring around it, it can the way in which it kind of like loads into the level. If you are right next to that ring, when it activates, you can just fly across the map in a similar way that Purple did in Nerd Race Queen, and that will put you one hit from death and make the mission very, very dangerous, especially given that the Krusty limo is a very aggressive driver. A Yellow Ducky Nytheris is winning. Has a very commanding lead as well.
Yeah, a very good lead, and much more comfortable on coins now. Not more comfortable than Purple, but more comfortable than she had been previously.
I think Purple is not very good on coins right now. I think I noticed that he... Let's see. Yeah, will be 10 coins. 18 coins short, dearie me.
That's not even enough with the vending machine, unless he picks up a few trees on the way.
Nytheris typing in something into the chat. I do not know what's happened here. Perhaps the car's blown up? Or perhaps the...
No, they're just waiting at the Aztec Theatre.
Oh, yeah, I suppose she is. Yeah, very, very good. Very good. Now, we'll see what Purple does here. I think the best thing he can do is just destroy the vending machine. It'll give him enough, I assume, because he probably has made some good pickups.
There we go,
and he has
yeah.
602 coins. Enough.
I was wrong, not waiting at the Aztec Theatre, waiting just after the jump. But I was close. So both of them bought glowbacks. Purple cutting it a little bit close.
Ooh! There! The mission failed!
Oh!
From Nytheris, losing the hover car. And this is... Oh, and now I think I just noticed the moment in which she typed out that message. Standing still. Both of us predicting the position in which that message was sent wrong. However, oh my god, Purple's movie man is doing something incredible. Ah, I'll tell you what, ensure that I commentate the final, because every time I commentate a race, something amazingly brilliantly weird happens. Putting in my application now. Now, Nytheris will have a very boring mission, because the only things we do in Lab Coat Caper are wait and pick up coins. And eat asphalt eaters. We only wait and we pick up coins. She's picked up all the coins. She lost towards the end of that mission. So maybe she'll pick up the Krusty Burger vending machine to save herself time later, so she doesn't have to do it in Cat and Coda Strike Back or anything like that. But we'll have a remarkably boring mission as Frink just goes around in circles, or rather the hover car more appropriately, and taking my advice.
Get this one vending machine.
Probably not my actual advice, because I imagine what I said happened about 30 seconds after.
I mean, my first advice would have been don't fail the mission, but my second advice would be get that vending machine.
I mean, Mango here with the 200 IQ plays. I mean, don't fail the mission first. Now, that mission fail has brought them a lot closer together. They're on the same mission again for the first time since Purple started failing incriminating caffeine. There is one more cutscene skip, although it's the least time expensive one to miss, and I would say that due to the load timer,
I think Nytheris is still ahead, even with that.
But like, given I'd say that the loads right now, Nytheris can take a cutscene, and that'll pretty much just nullify the load differences. Like, that's how
Yeah,
short the
yeah.
cutscene is, yeah.
Give it up for America's best.
Managing to walk through the black screen, and will Frank spawn in? I think he will, and he will indeed. There's a very strange glitch where if we go into there during the black screen, the way the game trying to buy Lisa cool for some reason.
Bart Simpson at your
Perhaps
service.
the bonfire of the manatees muscle reflexes kicking in. Now, Mango, what is Nytheris approaching right now? Why is she going to the Duff Brewery?
So she is trying to hit a truck full of beer, not knowing that it's actually full of alien laser guns.
Hold on a
That's
second. Bart's
my
only
understanding.
10. Not even halfway to drinking age in America. This is this game needs a higher age rating.
You can do anything in Springfield. But yes, Nytheris is going to have to hit this truck 6 times, get the drops.
We'll be
There
looking
are
for fast
quite
track
a few
and
different.
not
That's very
go-
nice. Ooh,
Maybe I'd say if she can. Ooh, if she reacts.
I mean,
quick
2
enough, she
early
could have
drops,
hit the
that's
back
not bad.
end. That is pretty decent, but we'll see if she goes for hitting the back
Going
end
for the
or
garage
trying
door.
to get the side.
there we
Going for
go.
the side very nicely. Should get these drops nice and safe. As Purple finishing up Lab Coat Caper nice and
This
safe.
is too cool for school.
Although this is a bit of time save potential if he gets the strat. Although it's a very, very, very difficult strat. And I stress every single very in that sentence. We'll see if Nytheris gets a freebie here.
Nice one.
Does not.
No.
Will opt to get out of the car in order to take it. I'd suppose on coins it's looking.
It
about
always
the
feels
right
like a
way.
bad idea, but actually, with the coin she's on, it's probably worth it.
Well, considering that peer coins have not been taken, and they're worth 62 coins, and the coiner's not been taken, and that's worth 158 coins,
True.
I would say maybe not the play to take both. Maybe take one is fine.
Principal Skip. Fine by me.
So a
Fundamental Jack-
both of these guys were practicing this mission before the stream started.
Fire in the hole.
This is too
Really
cool
quite
for
tricky
school.
strat to destroy Skinner's car here.
Dust eaters.
Purple not even opting for the fast strat, but potentially a time save if he gets the strat nice and quick. And
Nytheris
Nytheris
not quite.
outrunning Skinner. This is again another big chance for time save as Purple gets the head-on collision with the wall and safely getting the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th drop. Very, very good from Purple.
Whoa.
And
Counting
Nytheris,
correctly to
it's
say.
Skinner's got quite far through without any real damage.
Ooh, should have gone for a sideswipe. I find that if you sideswipe him and push him into the wall simultaneously, it does an insane amount of damage, which is quite uncharacteristic to the Globex car, because it's actually got such a low toughness stat. And you see there, Nytheris went for it there, but had less momentum than she could have had she taken it in the first hit.
But actually
I'm-
pulling this back fairly well.
Remarkably close now, although Nytheris slightly better on coins now by about 30 or so. Or no, I take that back. 60 coins better. Exactly 60 coins better. Exactly a mission apart. Although if Purple does this correctly, one mission apart actually just means 40 seconds. RTA anyways, because we do have to add an extra bit for IGT.
Based purely on
Machine.
them practicing at the start of the stream, I'd say Purple is more consistent in getting a quick kill here.
Mhm.
Based on absolutely... Oh,
Ooh,
traffic.
bad traffic. But managing
still,
a remarkable comeback.
very
Now,
good.
If he manages this position, Skinner's car blowing up will give him, I think it's 47 coins. These are coins he will have to pick up later, and by getting them this way, it saves him time not having to pick them up and managing a, considering the traffic, an absolutely textbook destruction of Skinner.
Very good, very good.
Sadly out there with the clapper for Purple, an absolutely brilliant, brilliant attempt there.
And now, not only on the same mission, but not far off on the same mission.
Okay, let's see. Now, let's just hope that I've seen in her streams, sometimes she'll miss the 20-second drop. Oh my, she's missed it again! Missed it again! Is this gonna have to be a reset?
Whee!
Nytheris
we'll
has
just-
missed the 20-second drop!
Just redo the race.
May as well, yeah. I take that. If you remember earlier when I was talking about never trust a snake, this is a mission that just gives you time a set amount after you finish an objective, and the current objective is pick up 25 laser stands. Getting 50 seconds to get back to Krusty Loo from picking up what is sequentially the 20-second drop gives you a bit of extra time than picking up the 25th sequential drop and then getting the 50 seconds. It takes us about 4 seconds, I think, to get us back to Krusty Loo, and makes it significantly safer as Nytheris' car is making that oh too familiar sound that says, "I'm gonna blow up if you hit me against anything."
This
Getting
is
a
a
wrench,
mission with a
although
required
not
car
needing
as well.
It is indeed.
It's not like she could blow up and walk there.
Ooh, purple with a very nice sport license plate collection. Now you'll see there are 4 boxes and 2 vending machines, as there was in Lisa, in this room. However, when purple gets up here, you're going to notice a small discrepancy. There's only going to be 3 boxes and 1 vending machine. If you remember his Full Metal Jackass. Ooh, and I think that was an early reset. He's going to attempt it again, which is definitely the correct play. But a very poor thing to do right there.
See, I would have just panicked and driven round. That's
Can you please
Purple did
explain?
well.
Can you explain the 2 routes of Can Kodo Strike Back as she collided into the bridge, getting
Beautiful
stuck in
parking.
there and taking the restart, which probably advisable given the direction in which she was. And now you can see there's a vending machine and a vending box missing in Purple's coin room. Now, please explain the 2 routes of Can Kodo Strike
The
Back.
chase sedan is going through town, get down the hill, through Squidport. Nytheris is going round the back, over the hills, over the dam by the observatory. There's very little time difference in it. There's a
1
second or 2, I think.
And also the traffic's a little bit heavier in this direction.
Yeah, but generally the way Nytheris goes is seen as a bit safer.
Purple going for intended
Purple going
route.
the right way.
If you remember at the end, at Fat and Furious, at the end of Homer 1, there was a wall in the nuclear plant which was basically saying, this is the way you go, and obviously we as speedrunners just said, no, and went the way we wanted to. But in this mission just goes, well, you played this game enough, just, you know.
It'll let you go either way.
Yeah, just go for it, you know. Now to see the cutscene skip. Do we have 3 for 3? 1 ball, 2, 3, 4 pause,
nice.
3 pause buffers, and a successful cutscene skip.
Now Purple's going to jump into this boat. Every other time he's done this, he'll have reset immediatly.
He does.
Oh,
no, what he's going to do is
he's going to go and get that
in another way.
There is a checkpoint.
A very tight race, though. That Black Ferrini is right behind. Okay, that was a lot closer than most people leave it. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and an unsuccessful cutscene skip. He will take a 47-second penalty as a result, and this will see Nytheris go even further ahead. We need a very significant waste drop to equalize these times, as Nytheris has 461 coins, which is absolutely perfect. Getting Krusty Burger will leave her with, I think, 520 something, and you only need 500 for the last car of the game, which means we no longer need any coins.
It's a nice place to be in a run where you don't have to think about your coins anymore.
It is
You
indeed.
just do the missions and do them quick.
And a brief aside for anyone who does want to get into this game and doesn't really... Ooh, going slightly late, although only needs that box, should not be taking this vending machine. Should not take this vending machine, had enough as it was, but deciding to go back for swag points. If you are getting into this game and you're kind of like, I'll just copy a coin route, my biggest piece of advice to you would be, the one place where I'd say just learn the coin route so that you can react to something would be at the start of Homer 2, because there are several places you can pick up plenty of coins. Nytheris showing off the Krusty Burger coins. There is on either side of the Simpsons house, the Flanders Garden or the other neighbor's garden. There are a lot of coins there too, and I think Purple will definitely be needing those neighbor's garden coins.
Certainly,
and knowing how many coins you have at the end of Part 2 and knowing how many you need is very important. And Nytheris saying this game sucks, so I think we might have another mission fail going. Or perhaps a bust, but that could actually cause a mission fail as well. We're just going to see what happens, given the stream delay, because if you remember correctly, Nytheris started early, so we had to pause the playback here to equalize the
Yeah,
timers.
we're quite
to make
far
this
behind.
Better looking RTA. Now,
So probably,
he will need, yeah,
purple.
he's gonna need both boxes. He could realistically take one and then take other stuff, but it's significantly more efficient to pick up both boxes.
It's not really slow to go out their way to get these boxes at the back, but you'd rather not.
Get it? Oh my god! The hearse finding its way into Flanders Garden. No pagan season. No, says the hearse. I'm getting the mission fail. Now this is where I suspect she typed that message. Now we're seeing again an equalizing factor. Although do keep in mind, right now I'm just trying to do the maths in my head. I think 45 seconds of discrepancy between the two IGT times, which means that while they look to be in the exact same position RTA, there's actually a 40, and Nytheris typing again, which makes me think there is another mission fail, which might just...
Oh, Nytheris with the spoilers.
This might just catapult Purple into the lead. This is far too much for me. I need to sit down after this, and I'm already sitting down.
So they're both
going to stand up
They're both
and sit down.
not far apart.
Although, keep in mind that there is the 45 seconds.
There is that, yeah.
I'm just wondering what happened. Perhaps the alien car crashed. That's what I'm hoping on for Nytheris' sake. That perhaps it crashed in a way that lost some time and gave enough time
Had to sit there and wait, maybe, yeah.
Perhaps this is the moment?
Although it's coming out.
Now? Perhaps?
Yeah, it's on its way.
Like that? An OMG is not too much to type, I suppose? I don't think... Perhaps a barn crash as well. That gives significantly more time. And getting another hit and run. And this might just be it. Oh dear, I think it's another mission fail. It is another mission fail because those open pipes can just stop you dead in your track. And now I think this is putting Purple ahead. I'm going to take a quick note. 1:35:26 going into Trailer Park. I will take a note of when Nytheris gets into Trailer Park on this mission. This might just destroy Nytheris' race. However, Purple crashing for
have to go the long way around.
A pretty quick escape. Sometimes it can get really caught in that bush, which is inexplicably sticky, and Mango doesn't want to speculate with me. What the hell makes it so sticky?
Oh, it's easy in this one. It's spook. This whole level is Halloween and spooky themed. That bush is just full of spook.
Okay, now Nytheris now approaching 1:35:26, which was the time at which Purple was getting into the.
Nytheris maybe 15 seconds behind, something like that.
I'll keep an eye on her screen, and I'll tell you exactly how far she is behind. 11 seconds, and if she doesn't get
it's very close in-game time.
Indeed.
Remember, we run on in-game time, so the timers you see at the bottom is the one that counts.
So there is.
So it's a phenomenally close race.
There's a possibility we're going to see Purple finish first, but Nytheris will
wait to see who wins. We have to note as well, sadly warned.
Oh, dearie me! Now,
there's a bit of time lost.
As Mango was saying, before I rudely cut across him, we are going to run over time due to the delay to start this race. We were only going to have enough time to interview the winner for as long as it takes the loser to finish their run.
That might not be very long.
Right now, yeah, we might just have enough time to say hello and goodbye to the winner, and the winner might finish second for all we know.
So I'm
gonna take note.
Just finishing my thought, I think Purple's timer is not going to stop, so we need to pay attention.
I don't see any loadless times, so this is. So we might just have to do a bit of an analog, just look at their PVs, how much of the discrepancy is there between their loads.
His load remover is working, but the splitter, I think, isn't.
I see.
It's definitely pausing for the loads.
Okay, good. 1:37:25 was the moment at which the hover car was blown up by the tractor beam. And may as well explain why the hell our car is being blown up by a tractor beam.
So hit and runs here, not scary in the sense of losing coins, but scary in the sense of getting hit and dropping the waste.
Ooh. Oh, that was so close. Now Nytheris is pulling this back, getting a destruction, and only 7 seconds behind, so has pulled back 4 seconds.
It's going to be very close.
Hopefully
Purple still needs to play very well, but so does, I mean, it's
Purple does need to remember what hotkey stops his timer.
Now the question is, does Purple know that they're this close? Nytheris has been posting in chat, so I wouldn't be surprised if
I would assume
Fancy
she's
Stream
listening
open
to
somewhere.
the sultry tones of this commentary
But,
duo.
Purple is, I think, probably just treating it offline.
Perhaps.
So, may take safe strats.
Platforming time. This is a very difficult bit of the game for some people. This game was not made as a platformer. That is evidence. But for some reason they decided, let's just put a bit of platforming in there in the same way as they decided, let's get a really weak car and make them destroy a really powerful car. Purple managed a relatively good one, although on approach he did sort of go slowly towards the actual first jump, so there is a chance for Nytheris to save a bit of time. 1:39.23 is the time at which Purple started. I'm actually going to type that in chat like an absolute pleb, just to remind myself. 1:39.23 for the time at which Purple...
You know people are going to have no
Burns.
context for that for about 20 seconds.
Yes, indeed. Which,
Speculation.
technically speaking, is also a spoiler. Okay. Now we are looking at... Nytheris looks to be pulling this back. I think she can get within 5 seconds, and Purple will be very... I think Purple will find this difficult. He should be in first person, in my opinion, and he is to nullify the smoke. 1:39, 25, 20, 1:39.23, and Nytheris will be talking to Mr. Burns at 1:39.27. 4 seconds
closer.
difference between the two runners.
Oh, jeez.
Nytheris is clawing this back with only 3 missions to go. 3 missions! This is incredibly close.
Both driving really quite confidently.
They are, although
Not
Purple opted to
going
go
a little
around,
bit
and he
around the
also
long
has a
way,
hit
but-
and run here, which is dangerous. Those police are going to respawn twice more, I think, in his run.
This
to
is
the-
quite a scary
his
place.
goal.
They can come flying around the corners.
And they can also spawn in the school, so if he doesn't manage the tractor beam catch, which he will manage, it could have been very
Nicely.
dangerous. And there's overshooting, and there! Oh my...
Just,
Okay.
just enough.
I need to take a breath. That was a remarkably hard hit, not to drop the waist on him. I'm just gonna say.
That sign is infamous. Is probably overdoing it, but it drops the waist. It messes people up. It doesn't care.
Okay, I did take a note of the time at which Purple began the mission. I just took a note of when the number 1 was on when he was starting this mission. It was
Nytheris
1:41
also going
seconds.
around, not taking the fire truck jump.
And also getting a hit and run at pretty much the exact same moment, and I think should probably...
Oh no, it's okay.
That police hearse just waited for a
just-
moment. It
just
seemed
let her
to
go.
say, you know...
Come on, you need the help. Here you go, love.
Oh, you... Oh, dear me! My apologies, I am getting far too worked up with this. 1:41.06 was the time, and I think actually Purple is pulled slightly ahead.
Just a bit.
The moment I took note of Purple's timer was at 1. 12 seconds is the current difference between the two runners. Nytheris is going to have to run like the wind to get this.
Still 2 missions, and you know that's what 2 crashes. Not even dropping the waist. That is
Okay.
crashing into a wall, reversing, and carrying on twice to
It
close
might
the gap.
be-
It is not much.
It might be interesting if we could pull Purple in here. So, because he's more than likely going to finish this first. Because I don't, unless he
time,
drops
yeah.
the waist, he's going to finish this first real time. It
Oh,
might
oh.
be interesting to pull him in just for the last bit, just
I mean, I think
to
we're going to have to
see-
just run and go.
perhaps. But we're going to have to watch both runners finish at least.
Oh, of course, of course.
Okay, I've taken note of another time so I can give us another time difference. I'm taking this seriously, Mango. We need
Yeah,
to
no,
see how
I'm just
close
sitting here
this
eating food. It's
pack
great.
is.
I'm here
And
in
I
my
hear,
blanket.
Scratch my car.
I here exist in famine and drought. I have no water and no food to take.
Very clean mission from Purple so far.
Let's see.
Could all go wrong here.
We could be looking at the difference of who gets a
Nice
higher
one.
catch. on the tractor beam. We're looking at a race that is that close.
Hey, that's totally not supposed
I
to
think
happen.
I think he can carry this so long as he just keeps his pace.
He's doing very, very cleanly.
This town is going to pay for this.
Yeah. He's not...
There is 10 seconds between the two runners. I took a note of when they went through the cemetery on Little Bandits.
Purple's not
142.52.
flying ahead out of his skull, but he is playing very, very well. Very
He has
cleanly.
a 10-second buffer here. That is significant. This is perhaps the closest finish we'll see. Other than perhaps your race with Project OP, which on IGT I think only had a 7-second difference.
It was, yeah, 7 seconds when I fiddled my timer to make me win. But there was a closer one the other day, wasn't there? Oh,
Ooh,
I hit
purple spin
my
out
timer
slightly.
behind.
Okay, I'm getting confirmation there is going to be no time for interviews tonight. Sincerest apologies, as much as I'd love to speak to the two runners and ask them, like, how do they feel for this? This is incredible. It can't happen tonight, I'm afraid.
Purple having a bit of trouble getting through traffic. Oh, and that as well.
Nytheris taking
Hitting the roof.
some hits. These could be killer.
They're
both
both
runners are
just
on their
bumping and
Ps.
bashing.
Both runners are now beyond their PBs. Purple with a 143.43 and Nytheris with one. My apologies. I am far too excited. 138.06. Nytheris taking a hit and run.
Early hit and run as well.
I don't think she'll take the bust. I think she'll just outrun them.
Yeah,
At least
I don't think
that is
it'll
the
be a
advised
problem.
strat given she's behind. That witch hitching a ride and actually filling up her hit and run meter as she keeps that contact going. That hit and run meter is not going down. Meanwhile, taking the
Oh,
bus.
that's
Meanwhile,
taking time.
Purple is very, very close to hit and run.
Spawning outside.
Ooh, might just actually get hit and run if he hits the. He does get hit
Which
and run.
exploded. And there we go, her spawning from the underworld. I was waiting for something
Does
to do that.
indeed. This
So,
is going to be close. He's going to have to take this very carefully. And might blows up the waist! What should not take a restart is much. You will be able to get there back in time safe as long as you drive quickly.
He's got to fly a bit.
This run is now in the hands of Nytheris.
Can Nytheris
my
get back
dear,
safely?
This is getting my heart in my mouth. We will see how Nytheris can handle this. And also the issue is, if she is listening, she has delayed due to the fact we have to pause her timer for a brief period of time. So she probably...
Oh, no!
Purple destroying his car!
Oh, that's incredible.
That is going to reset the mission. He is
That-
now
I
falling
mean, that's-
3 minutes behind. All that
No,
can happen
just
now is he
restart.
can hope to restart.
Purple, please.
Oh, Nytheris almost taking a reset. I'm so sorry. The quality of this commentary has gone through the floor. This is a truly magnificent run. And Nytheris taking a very, very risky route as she tries to escape the alien car, almost hitting the side. I'm sorry.
And she's way off hit and run.
As long as she takes the smooth, she has and hitting a hearse, but managing to break before
Straight
it.
along the side. It's all good.
It is,
Don't crash in the school playground. All good.
and Nytheris will finish.
Good jump. Great jump.
Very good catch. Nytheris will finish the race with a 1:46.21. And I'm afraid we can't invite her in. We might be able, but I think we can't. We have been told we can't.
Yeah, there's
We
no
will
time
do-
for interviews. We will
I'll
watch
just
Purple finish.
I'll just quickly ask if we can. Can we? Review?
That was a phenomenal race. That right up to the wire.
Okay, I will see if we can manage an interview here, although we have very little time to do it. We have at best a minute and a half.
Purple just slightly awkward time to get the hit and run. It meant the car was in the way going through that shortcut.
I'm being told that an interview is impossible because, in truth, we are already running 7 minutes.
We will close up as soon as he's gone.
Basically, we'll be saying our goodbyes as he is being sucked up into the tractor beam.
But congratulations, Nytheris. That was very exciting. Get to hear the exciting end cutscene. It almost feels silly watching Purple fly through town with a rocket-powered Jeep with nuclear waste.
Ooh. I think that was an advisable. It was an advisable reset there. Purple has brought Nytheris right to the ragged edge. And again, I'm actually going to tell him after this race, it's much easier to break and go left on that because he is putting probably his heart and definitely my heart in our collective mouths due to the route that is being taken on that escape. And he should finish up with about a 149, probably 149.08, I think, if he gets the scratch. Does not manage to catch, but manages a freebie, which is pretty respectable, finishing with 99 coins.
Style points.
And should finish up with a 1.
No, come on.
It's not going to end if we don't do this. Dearie me, it's a 149.20, I believe, or 19. I'm not entirely sure.
19.
20.
There we go.
No, it stopped. It was a 19 or 20, but that's kind of academic right now.
That was an incredible race. We have got to go. There is another race right of now. Celeste.
Very, very quickly, GG, well played to both runners. 146.21 for Nytheris, 149.21. I will say my goodbyes, and so will Mango. Goodbye.
Yeah. Tune in to our next race in about 12 hours. Liquid Wi-Fi versus Vapo will be great.
Thank you very much for watching. Adios.